Hi, I'm Juhotep, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. I'm going to share the chart with you and we'll talk about the astrology for today. Hope you all are doing amazing. So today the Mercury has moved into 0 degrees Gemini, and it's going to pop back into Taurus in its retrograde period. And so we're going to have that, and the sun is at 1 degrees Gemini today, so we're newly fresh in Gemini season. And if you want to know your sun sign horoscopes for this week, you can listen to them on the Light Goddess podcast. The link is down below. It is every Monday I do the sun sign horoscopes, so you can check that out there to find out what's going on in your personal sun and rising sign, and check out what's going on for your family and friends. And this Mercury here at 0 degrees Gemini, this is the area of the Pleiades, the last degrees of Taurus, and that first degree of Gemini. So this is, the light speaking to us, giving us messages. There's a lot of awakening happening. There's a lot of energy coming in, and Mercury in this retrograde time going to pop back into Taurus is asking us to seek the truth within ourselves. Oftentimes what we think is the truth is based on the overculture's ideas. It's based on what's been projected to us as what's important. It's other people's definition of success or ideas about life, and it's not our own. So we have to really check in to find out where our inner authority is coming from, and do you have that inner authority within yourself? Or are you basing your life on something external, on what the news says or what other people say, or your family, or somebody else's playbook and rule book? So it's so important to really listen to your heart right now and soul, and to come from soul. And with the moon being in Pisces now, there's this very kind of empathetic, emotional energy to explore what has been locked up in our emotions and what we've been keeping suppressed and keeping pushed down. Let that come up and out so it can move through us, because this moon has a beautiful energy with, is working with the sun and working with Mercury and working with Black Moon Lilith. So it's this energy of wanting to really figure out how we feel about the past. And we're looking at the past with Mercury retrograde, but only to look at it from the vantage point of what we've learned and how we've grown, with the eyes from the present moment, looking at it to have a fresh perspective on what's happened, and to have completeness and closures come about. I don't really believe in closure, but you can always get completeness. So we're getting complete on old stories and old parts of ourselves and old things that have occurred before. And that's what we want to listen to. And so with this square from the moon to Mercury and the sun, it's going to be some harsh emotions, some really facing discernment within yourself if you're being true to your soul, and if you are narrating the story of your life from the place of the victim or the place of being in your authority and your power as a light goddess and bringing that love. And with Venus conjuncting Eris, she's often called the goddess of discord, but what it is that she doesn't buy into the status quo and tolerate anyone being in a superiority inferiority complex issue, like being superior because of their status, money, because of these false ideas of what should dictate a hierarchy. And so she doesn't agree, she doesn't perpetuate and participate in the hierarchy that is this projected reality by the dark. So with Venus conjuncting her in Aries today, there's going to be a lot within you churning up, saying like, where have I been subservient to giving my power over to other people? And like, where am I not standing in my truth and standing in my power and really standing up for what is fair and just in society, when I know what is the right thing and what is fair? And it's not hierarchy, and it's not status and money and fame and power and these false illusions anyhow. And with Chiron in this exact semi-square to Uranus, it's really challenging us to be in a more innovative place, and challenging us to be to let go of the wounds, to heal the wounds instead of playing out the wounds. So it's really challenging us there. Pluto with its trine to the sun, and with this energy here is asking us to, is really helping us to look at the deep subconscious patterns. And that's what Eris is all about too, looking at those deep subconscious patterns, looking at where we have the shadow and not been paying attention to our power, and is what asking us to go into that shadow. This is an important time astrologically. It's really a time to step into your authority as a woman, to step into the next level of your business and your projects, to allow yourself to be visible and to be heard, and to really look at where you're being the victim in your business. It's really important. We have, sorry, the lighting's just not that good, but we've come to the edge, but it's in reverse. And so when we go to the edge, we get a better view. We get a better view of everything. We can't play it safe and really have a fun and adventurous life. Jupiter in Aries is asking us to be on the adventure. Mars is going to be in Aries soon. And so you're not allowing yourself, you're trying to play it safe instead of being on the adventure. So Spirit's asking you to come to the edge, to get the better view, and to see where this new story is leading us. We're writing a new story, and we have peace, but it's in protection. And so it's asking us to align with what is of the highest frequency of love and peacefulness and joy, and being in that inspired energy to inspire other people, to inspire others. Being in that place yourself. Obviously, if it's not authentic, go into the shadow to clear what needs to be cleared. Your treasure island and protection, that you're not believing in the abundance, not believing in the good, and that the good can come, and that the good is here. And you have to realize that you've created all the good in your life. It doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from a co-creation from within, from you and spirit. And to really take acknowledgement for everything good you've created in your life. If we don't, we tend to be the victim in our life, and playing out the victim gets us nowhere as being powerful light goddesses, really moving humanity forward in greater consciousness, moving our business forward, making more money, being happier in our lives. Time to go, that there's much that we are cutting away from: old mental patterns, old neural pathways, old ways, old toxic emotional patterns, old dead roots of the places where we felt, victimized, or felt lonely, or felt like things didn't go our way. We need to chop wood, carry water right now, but that could mean to really persevere in what is joyful, what is on mission, what is of your heart. Really clear the clutter, clean up things, do the work right now, move into what's important to you. Only do what is really on mission, on your path, on your vision. Really, the chop wood carry water card is really about not doing anything that's not the highest calling right now. It's not worth it to spend your time and waste your time on anything that's not part of the vision. Change in the wind, there's much changing in the astrology. There's so much shifting and changing internally, and soon it will be represented more externally, but there's so much shifting within humanity right now. So much shifting in our consciousness, in our emotional patterns, in the way we view authority, and the way we view power, the way we view money. These things are changing. They're changing for the better. We're creating this new parallel society. It's so important to stay in your heart, to stay in the highest joy that you can find, to do things to raise your frequency. If it's walking in the woods, or putting your feet on the ground and grounding, or getting touch and massage and taking care of yourself in those ways. We have yang. It's in protection. So there's too much yang energy. We need to balance it with self-nurturing and self-care. Need to balance it with being fully resourced by playing and having fun. And excess yang energy can be an urgency to just get things done. So you're not coming, like, where's the place that you're creating from? Are you creating from love? Or are you creating from fear and urgency and stress? Because that's what the energy will be of whatever you're creating. So never ending story. We have just being in the loops and loops and loops in the mind, and not feeling like you have the power to get out, not feeling like you create, like your mind is convincing you that these stories are true. What are the stories What's the thesis of your story that you have going on right now? And do you want to keep consciously choosing that? Really important to look at the story you're creating. Is it creating victimhood or is it creating empowerment? We have poise, but it's in reverse. So you're not feeling confident right now. And it's important just to take action no matter what, to face, whatever it is that's not making you feel confident, to go in and to have more creativity with doing the work on feeling afraid that things aren't the way that you want them to be. Things don't look the way that you want them to be. The aesthetics aren't this, that maybe you can't portray who you feel like you are. And it's really important to go in and to not let that hold you back and to do that inner work. It's okay not to feel confident. It's just an emotion. And so you can release that emotion very powerfully within yourself with the breath release technique. I teach it in Alchemical Goddess, my coaching program. And it's incredibly powerful to take charge of your emotional world and not let emotions dictate your actions. We have yin also in reverse. So there can be too much yin energy, too much yang energy right now, too much not taking action, sleeping, distraction, escapism. So just too much of that escapism right now, especially with Mars and Pisces, or too much urgency, fear, stress when you do take action. So neither are the place from which to move from. We want to move from a place of just deep resourced inner well, like your cup is full and you feel like you are really driven from someplace inside of the heart. We have imagine. So imagine the good, imagine your vision, create the vision in your mind. Stop imagining fear or anxieties. Imagine, even if you just imagine hour by hour or day by day, imagine the energy that you want to fill your days. Think about the higher vision. Think about the results that you're creating. Think about how you want your clients to feel, the type of clients that you want to attract. Think about the project and how it's going to feel when you're working through it. Like, how do you want to feel as you're working through projects? Co-creation and protection, meaning that you think you have to do it all on your own. So you're not realizing that you're creating this from the inside out with spirit, that you're doing it together, that let spirit do spirit's part of it, that often the unseen, we need to let the unseen come about. We have she who creates Shiala, creativity, originality, spontaneity. I really love this card because it's kind of like a circus vibe. She, which is like performance vibe. Like she creates, she's original, she's unique. She's not playing by anybody else's rules. She doesn't care. She's not concerned with the status quo. She's not concerned with fitting in. Fitting in will do you in. You want to be the most you as you can possibly be, the most unique version of who you are, because we haven't seen the gifts and talents that humanity can bring yet, because everyone's trying to fit in and belong, which means that we conform to things that aren't even of our true self. And so no one ends up with the right people and with the right circumstances and with the right groups because they're trying to belong where they don't. So you want to go to where you actually belong, which means be you as fuck, be your true self to the core, to the depth, so that you can really attract the people that want that have that same vibe and energy. She who frees, Carly. That's what we do as light goddesses. We are liberating others from the stories, the false ego identities, from the lack of healing, from the healing that's needed, from the wounds, from the old patterns. That's what we're doing as light goddesses. We're out there helping humanity rise into true liberation. And freedom is from the mind, from being identified with the thoughts and believing that they're true of you. This unrestrained, this freedom. What else wants to come through for us? We have Nemesis, she who avenges, revenge, outcomes, justice. So wherever this is going on, it's time to really go into that, to clear it, to purify it. It's just a part of ourselves as humanity that we have this jealousy, or we have fears, or we're mad at people, or we want to take revenge. And we can't move forward from a space within our heart unless we clear and purify that. So it's just a matter of going in, being really real with ourselves about the whole situation, and moving through it powerfully from a place of love for ourselves and a place of wanting to be clear and to be truthful. you can be truthful and put the mirror up to your own face with yourself. It's really important to do that. Valara, she who flies, so dare, reach, do. It's really about realizing that you are leading the charge. Like light goddesses, we are the pioneers and the frontiers of this new earth, of this new mythos. We're the ancestors to the generations that are coming behind, of people who will be more awakened and more living in their heart and more of a higher consciousness. We're creating that world right now by all that we do. And so we want to make sure to keep reaching, stretching ourselves to be in our highest form of inspiration. Enid, she who doubts. So there's this wariness and distrust. That's definitely the South Node Scorpio energy. Distrust, suspicion, wherever that's at within yourself shows you where the shadow is. The triggers show you where your shadow is. It shows you where the work is to be done. It's nothing bad. It's really good because now you know where to go in. You don't have to dig for it or just wait and hope it comes up. So wherever there's suspicion and mistrust, like look at that within. Why is there such an insecurity there? What's that insecurity about? It's really important to move through that. I got this card again, so it's really coming up that we need to look at that in humanity. We need to look at where there's doubt and mistrust within ourselves so that we can come from a more purified place and clear that shadow. There's some sort of shadow there, and like get real about it. Where is it at in your life? Where are you doubting, and where can you just do a little bit of journaling work to go in? And we have Kamala, she who emerges, enlightenment, mindfulness, rise up. So it's just really asking the divine feminine to rise up into her beautiful power, her knowing, and her trust in the good of life. I'm sending you so much love today. If you'd like to book an astrology reading, you can do that at thegoddessastrologer.com with me. Also, the sun sign horoscopes are up on the Light Goddess podcast. The link is below, or you can find it on iTunes and Spotify. And if you go to my Instagram at Peace Hotep, I do daily card readings, or you can find all the links really easy right there. And I'm really glad you're here. Really appreciate you. If you could please like this video, it helps more people find this work. I'm sending you so much love.